Hey there everybody, CCX here. Welcome back to the Legends of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we ended up going through the Great Bay Temple and not really finding much of any interest, but now we're going to continue on with the Andrew and Cafe side quest. Now that we also have to actually wait for the Andrew Cafe side quest to actually happen, we sadly have nothing else better to do. So we're going to have to actually wait a bit, and I guess what we could do is just traverse through the entire Termina field and see what we can actually find. It really sucks that the fact that we have to actually literally wait for Andrew to actually come downstairs, but overall we can just go our roll around every single time and have nothing to worry about. Now the thing about the Andrew Cafe side quest is that not only is it a long and all three cycles type of side quest, but you have to actually also do it twice, as I said in the last episode. It sucks because, as I said before, it takes the entire three cycle, and it's really long, but it's very worth it once you actually get it completed. So we have to actually wait for 11 to go and wait for Andrew to come downstairs to the kitchen so she can actually give us the letter that we need to go ahead and put inside the post box. Also, if you guys are trying to figure out who Cafe is, I'm not going to really tell you who he is, and yeah, that's really about it. I've also figured out how to actually get the key to one of the inn areas, and you have to actually talk to Andrew the first time at 1. Or 1:40, depending on what the time is. If you try to figure out how to actually tell what time is it in this game, aside from looking at the number that just says 9, 10, 11, and 12, if you knock on the Sheikah statue, or the Sheikah stone, which, you know, normally in Ocarina of Time, it told you what time it was, even though the time was actually stopped, so you couldn't really do anything about it. But if you end up knocking the Sheikah statue, it ends up telling you what time is it. Not that it really matters anyways, because you're going to be standing around waiting for a lot of things. I wish this was the 3DS version, because at least in the 3DS version, the wonderful Song of Double would have also skipped all of this. With the wonderful 1 hour skip. The only thing that the 3DS version has done correctly. Aside from me going through the Great Bay and having to deal with the very slow, crappy Zora mechanics. The best swimming in the game, and they take it and rip it right out of us. It's really a shame, but what are you gonna do? Overall, though, once we actually get Andrew's wonderful letter, the side quest will be a little bit of a halt, and we will be going back to the Great Bay because there is something that needs to be done. Even though we kind of still have a bit of a time limit. Not a strict one, but a time limit nonetheless. So now that it's hit 11, Andrew will be coming downstairs and waiting for us. Also, you can, and I'm pretty sure everybody who has played the game the first time, you can give the letter to the wonderful hand that needs it for toilet paper. Now, just remember, you're giving a love or concern letter to the toilet man so he can clean himself. Let that sink in. And remember, if you do this, you are in fact a real jerk. So don't do it. Just remember to give him the title deed, which I really did not know that you could actually do that until I saw another Let's Play of it. So let's go and talk to Andrew. I'm sorry to be terribly late at night. It's about him, Cafe. I received a letter from him. Strange, isn't it? Getting a letter from a missing person, but there's absolutely no mistake. It's from him. It's clear to me. You just automatically know his handwriting off the bat? Please, here's my letter. Please put it in the post box. When this is delivered, when he receives my letter, you should be able to meet him. Please, tell him that Andrew is waiting for him. And please, after you've seen him, tell him how he looked. I'm scared. I can't go. Can I ask this for you? I'm not sure what happens if you say no, if that she ends up just literally leaving and becoming very depressed and just leave. But if she does do that, then don't say no. Mind you, why would you say no? It'd be kind of weird. And then after that, she will leave. Now, once it's hit 12, you can talk to the wonderful hand and give him the letter. But I already gotten the heart piece from him, so I don't really need to talk to him. It's really stupid if you do decide to give him the letter, as I said before. You are a jerk if you give it to him. Don't do it. Now, you could put this in any post box, and at that point, you have to end up waiting for the postman to go ahead and deliver the letter to Cafe. If you guys are trying to figure out where Cafe is located, well, you could say that we've kind of seen him already, and he's very, very noticeable. But other than that, once you have delivered the letter, now we can go ahead and skip on to the next day. So, Songa double away! If I could actually play the right notes for it. Now, I actually could have gone to Great Bay at this point, but like I said, I just want to get this quest the first time out of the way, because the second time I will be showcasing the second reward that you can get when you do the side quest the second time. Because I'm not going to showcase it twice, because that will be really, really stupid and a waste of time. Especially, it's a huge waste of time. Now, what I'm going to do is something that's a little bit ridiculous. Well, actually, I know if I do this, it might not actually work, but I'm gonna see. Okay, so you guys are probably wondering why I just did that random cut. Something happened, and I wanted to actually go ahead and skip a bit. So let's see. We can actually talk to Grandmama here. Oh, Tortoise, did you finish helping Father? Then let Mother read you a story. Now, which story would you like? Now, if you do the carnival, it will skip 2 hours, which is actually a good thing because, well, we can actually skip 2 hours. But if you end up doing the 4 giants, don't do the 4 giants because then you have to wait till morning. It's not really a good thing, and it's really, really bad. Anyway, she's going to actually talk, and don't worry, we'll get into more detail about that a little bit later. So now that we talk to her, but if we look at the time has skipped for 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead and talk to Grandma again, and hopefully she can skip another 2 hours. So I'm going to actually cut until we actually get to the appropriate time. So be right back, guys. Alright, now that we finally have slept for a good 4 hours or so, we can finally go ahead and get the side quest on the way. As I said before, it's difficult in the original version because you don't have the capabilities of skipping a good amount of time. And as of right now, we can see the postman doing his little rounds. We talk to him here, he's currently on the job. If I stop, he'll be disrupting his schedule. Oh no, not his poor schedule. I know how the feels, man. But anyways, let's go ahead and go to the laundry area. Yes. As I said before, we've already seen who Cafe is. In fact, we're going to see him right now. So, we wait over here because this is actually where Cafe is living. Why is he living over here? Well, we'll get a little bit of a backstory later on. But until then, let's just wait for the postman to go ahead and actually get here. Other than that, it will always be raining on the second day. It's always raining. Why is it always got to be raining every single time? There's nothing you can do. You have to always wait around. It actually says here that you got to wait for 3:10. Well, here he comes right now, so who really cares? When he does knock on the bell, end up going straight into Cafe's home. Now, as I said before, you could ring that doorbell before, but it won't really do anything. And there he is. Yeah, that's not really shocking at all who he is. But let's go ahead and enter the house, shall we? You can only enter the house when you end up giving the postman, when you end up mailing Andrew's letter, because at least that way you will officially be able to enter this house, because the postman will never come here on the second day, and even if you knock the bell yourself, it won't do anything, and you won't be able to enter the house, because apparently, I guess, Cafe ends up forgetting to close the door when the postman shows up, but he doesn't forget to close the door when he remembers to close the door when Link shows up and rings the bell. I don't get it. Cafe is weird, and he actually really makes no sense, and confuses the crap out of me. Anyways, we just gotta wait for Cafe to actually show up because he's taking his sweet time. Actually, there he is right now. Why, hello, Cafe. How's it going? Green hat, green clothes. Angie wrote about you in her letter. It seems you were looking for Cafe. Can you keep a secret? It's a secret to everybody. Angie trusted you. I shall also trust you. Why am I giving him a manly voice? Because, oh my goodness, he looks like Link. Except with purple hair or bluish or something. The cafe we're looking for is an adult. When I look at you, I just see a child. I was turned into this by a strange imp wearing a mask. And what else is new? He seems to be doing a lot of stuff around the world. When I was turned into this, I went to see the Great Fairy in the shrine near the North Gate. But on my way, my precious mask, a wedding ceremony mask, was stolen from me by some pratching man with a grinning face. Huh. Well, you're just careless. You're like my partner. Thanks, Tattle. Before my wedding ceremony, I was quite happy. I was targeted because is what I had been turned into. Oh my, I pity you. I know Angie is worried, but I can't go out yet. I made a promise to her that I would bring the wedding mask and greet her. This pendant, give it to Anju. That way that she doesn't actually leave because her mother ends up saying so. Because yes, the thing is that if you manage to get the room, there is a hole that you can be able to listen to on people's conversation. At a certain day of the final day, I think it's the final day or the final night, I'm not entirely sure, but Angie's mother ends up convincing Angie to leave the area, so, you know, she doesn't wait for Cafe. But giving her the pendant will end up giving her hope, and knowing that Cafe is actually still around, and that she won't piss off and go to Romani's ranch. Because that's actually where they are. You can see them on the final day where they're just hanging around and Andrew is just literally bawling her eyes out because, you know, the promise was not fulfilled and we are very sad people. Anyways, we talked to Andrew here and she asks us if we meet him. Here he is. Well, here's the pendant that he gave us. It's from Cafe. Thank you very much. That face looks so happy. Alright. Now we actually got that done and over with. What I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and end up finishing off this stupid title deed. So first we're going to go and give the tier to the Deku. Then we're going to give the title deed, the town title deed to the Swamp Deku. And then we're going to go ahead and do the title deed for the Mountain Deku. So I'm just going to cut to when I actually get up to the Mountain Deku. So BRB again. Okay, now that we're finally at the mountain village, let's actually go to that wonderful Deku who really, really wanted that title deed. And remember, you have to be a Deku to be able to give him this title deed. Why? Because the Goron already owns this place already, and we kind of need to give him an actual reason to take this title deed from us. Because I guess the Deku kind of assumes that the Deku Link has the title deed instead. I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense, and I don't really try to question it. It's a video game after all. We never really question these things. We just go with it. Just roll with it and see what happens. By the way, I'm so glad that those Wolfos end up getting a very good design in Twilight Princess because they just popping out of the ground makes no sense. It freaks me out. So anyways, put on the Deku mask and let's go ahead and give him the wonderful title deed so he can move out of the way so I can get the heart piece. Alright, keep again, this is not Wind Waker, or Twilight Princess for that matter. Thanks for stopping by. I sell bomb bags, but I'm focusing my marketing efforts on Gorons. What I really like to do is go back home and do business. So, are you guys just literally the same Deku scrubs that seems to be being in the same area? Or are you guys just totally different? If that is the case, then this is by far the most stupidest marketing ever. It's just a Deku with a mustache at this point. And as he flies away and does the same exact thing with a second bag that is that's like cut half of graphic missing, which is lovely by the way. Like that's perfect programming. And now is night of the second day. Now the night of the second day you actually don't have to do anything, thank goodness, because that would suck. Now let's go ahead and get this heart piece. Alright. Now we need to end up going to Zora Cape. I did not go ahead and hit that statue even on Zora Cape, did I? Well then, I'm gonna have to cut until we get back to Zora Cape, so be right back, my fellow peoples. As usual, I never end up doing anything right in this game. You guys already know this already. So let's go ahead and cut once again. Well, I actually was not going to cut because there's really no real point in me cutting. I can show you what the water actually seriously looks like at night. The Great Bay Coast looks so beautiful at night, doesn't it? It's so sandy. That's it. That's really all it has. It's just sand. Sand everywhere. Oh, and likes too. The wonderful gelatinous gloops that eat your shield, because that's what they do. And apparently there's a lot more of them here, and gotta love that frame rate drop. Gots to love that beautiful frame rate. Go away. Now, for this one, what you need to do, there are actually 2 entries to the Zora Hall. You can actually go, whoa, almost got caught by that, because that would have sucked. Luckily enough, even as a Zora, you lose your shield, because, well, you have no shield. Now, the thing is, both of the 2 masks, the Goron and the Deku, end up shielding themselves by, covering themselves. The Zora Link, however, cover themselves like this. It's literally growing a gigantic seashell. I don't know if it's a seashell or a sea fin shield. It's actually kind of a cool design. I like it. It's different. I like that they decided to give all the links a different shielding animation. I mean, they could have literally just have them pop out with the shield, and that wouldn't make any sense. But anyways, it's time to see Lulu's X. We're calling him an X because he's not supposed to be here. And we're also not supposed to talk to him as a Zora. We're supposed to talk to him as a Goron, not a Deku. That wouldn't make any sense. Anyways, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you're from the mountains. I'm selling green potions, but I'm focusing my marketing efforts on Zoras. Actually, I like to do business someplace where it's cooler and the air is clean. But to open a business in another place, you need to go through the proper channels first. I guess that makes sense. So, here's the wonderful deed, because that makes sense. The mountain title deed. Now, get out of the house. And now we got the ocean title deed. Yahoo! I'm off to the resort. The mountains are calling me. He's a Deku. He's made out of wood. He should be frozen solid, and it's not spring as of yet, so he can possibly die. Well, not my problem. Hey, he wants to move. They always say to remember. To always remember where you're going to move and where your location is, because if you're moving to a bad neighborhood, oh boy, you are so dangerous. Anyways, come up here and get this heart piece, and with that, I'm actually going to end the episode, because we have been going on for way too long. So in the next episode, we're not going to go to the Kana Valley just yet. We are going to go to it, but the thing is, we have to do one more thing in the 3rd and final day. We'll be doing that in the next episode. So I've been CCX, and I'll be seeing you Maverick Hunters next time. CCX, over and out. Laters.